What's up everybody, welcome to the video. Today I am going to start a acceleration training session and I'm going to go do some high rim dunks and jump attempts. So today is week 11. Yeah, I think we're in week 11 already and it's pretty cold out, as you can see by my double sweatshirt get up. I don't really like the cold, but I have to face my cold hatred to get these sprints in and just see how many tenths we can knock off this 40. So I am making a slight change because today is 2 weeks until the end of the program. So I'm going to start what's called kind of a pseudo peaking phase. So I'm going to be running 40s mostly from my normal start, how I'm going to start, and I'm going to do that. Today's supposed to be an acceleration training session, and during the top speed I'm going to be doing pretty much something very similar. So when I started this program, it was very general, and as I went along I wanted to make it more specific. So that's kind of what I'm doing at this part, is just kind of tweaking it just a little, just a notch, to make it a little bit more specific to running a faster 40. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. I don't know if I'll be able to talk to the camera while I'm outside because it's going to be windy, and probably I don't want to spend as much time outside because it's cold. So let's just go for this one, all right? Welcome to the peaking phase, and it's a lot more exciting than my warm-up right here. So really want to prep, especially for this particular training session, because this is going to be the last training session where I do a lot of volume. And the reason why I'm talking about peaking now, even though it's technically not the peak yet, is because this is kind of where the drop-off starts. And in my opinion, I had a really good indicator, and I'll talk to you about that later. But what I'm doing here is really focusing on specificity. So 40-yard dash is what I'm doing, what I'm trying to get better at. So all of my training is 40s right now, and practicing my start. Wait. That one right there, that one, that was the start. I finally figured out how to not let my hand fly up. It only took me 10 weeks to figure that out, and I finally did it. So yay, progress is nice. But as you can see through my other attempts, my arm swing is just so much more powerful from the start. It just is making my starts look so much better. The only problem is my starts were complete garbage on this day from the hips down. It's so funny how as I keep doing these, my starts keep getting better and better because I'm practicing the technique more and getting used to it and modifying it as I go. And the top speed portion just keeps getting slower and slower. I just keep dying out because of fatigue catching up with me. So I guess I gotta work on my work capacity going forward. So I'm still out of breath, it's bad. So I'm gonna do one more and then dunks. Yeah, you know what, that last one wasn't so bad. And the reason why I'm even showing these dunk attempts is basically to show you that this was my indicator. My performance dropped off so significantly that it kind of signified to me that this was the point where I needed to start deloading this volume and start recovering and allowing my body to super compensate. Over the course of the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna do that and we'll see what happens. So that's a quick, easy voiceover for you. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the rest of the video.
Your mouth is shaped. Never-ending pasta bowl is almost over at Olive Garden.
All right, so yesterday I finished up my top speed training session. I cut my dunks short. I didn't get any dunks because my fatigue was high and my performance was low. So it's a little tip: if you're this deep into a program and you're that fatigued and you could tell the performance is dramatically dropping, just cut it and reel it back a little bit and live to fight another day. It's my advice to you. So for tonight, working with the 195, doing some triples and feeling pretty good actually. But other than that, gonna finish with my normal training session with dumbbell overhead press, seated cable row, banded face pull, barbell shrug, wide grip, and dumbbell hammer curl, and dips. And that is just gonna be the rest of my training session, normal day, and going into tomorrow. But tomorrow I'm gonna talk about the rest of my week and how I'm approaching the end of my cut. So that's kind of all I want to go over right now. Hi, so it's Tuesday, and what I wanted to kind of break to you is I'm finishing out my cut, and it's going to be ending next week. I am doing a little bit of manipulating with sodium, with carbs. I'm not cutting water and depleting myself completely, but I'm playing around with the macros and the nutrients to try to get a little bit extra of a peaking effect. For the most part, a lot of people treat these like peaking methods as a way they think that they can just change their physique and almost transform their physique. But for the most part, like, I hate to break it to you, it's not gonna make that big of a difference whether you peak really well or not. You know, you hear a lot of people talk about how they think, oh, so-and-so is holding water. When it comes to looking at somebody's physique, odds are you're not really holding much more water than you would be, but than the next person. But what it really comes down to is you probably just have more weight to lose or body fat to lose. I really think that I'm kind of at the end. I'm kind of happy with where I'm at, and I could really drag this. You know, I could keep dragging it until I really feel like I'm super shredded, but I don't think that that's going to be of any benefit to me. I want to really prove to myself that, you know, aesthetics and bodybuilding has been such a thing that has motivated me to really start this journey. I remember way back in the day training with Tim in college. Like, we were motivated. We wanted to just get the most out of our physique and look insanely jacked as possible. And at this point, I wanted to really prove to myself that I could bring my physique to that level of, wow, you look like somebody who potentially could be competing on the bodybuilding stage or in a physique competition. So that's kind of where my direction is when it comes to that. As for performance though, I really am not optimized at all. I'm not really eating a whole lot of carbohydrates, and that is really, at the end of the day, going to take a toll on your performance in the long run during your training sessions and during your practice or your play if you're an athlete. So that is something that I'm actually looking forward to bringing back up, is my carb intake. And what I'm going to do is essentially I'm going to peak out until next week, probably next Thursday. I'm going to call it quits so that I can start adding carbs back in after I'm finished with my diet, so that way I can really peak my performance and peak my speed and jump training and try to set a PR in the vertical and the 40-yard dash for myself. So that's kind of what my plan is going forward these next 2 weeks. And then after that, I'm going to start a new program. So as for today, I am going to do a French contrast method training session. I don't know if it will be the last one. I may do another one next week, but I'm gonna play that based on feel. If I'm not feeling good next week and really think that recovery will be more of a benefit, I will not do any leg training at all. I'll probably stay away from resistance training. I've been training pretty hard for the past few weeks anyway, so I think that I could use a break. My joints could use a little bit of a break. However, we'll see. If I feel good, I always do this to myself where I'm like, I can push through it, I can push through it, I can push through it. So we'll see. But I will do a French contrast method training session right now, and I'm going to do the knee dominant one. So that is what is going to happen right now. All right, so whoa.